Welcome to Critical Hit, a Major Spoilers podcast. Thank you for downloading and checking us out this week. Kevin, we need to win this race.
We got to win this race.
You
Or
guys
maybe we don't.
in the final race. There's a lot going on. It's gotten to you, even though you know the history and the toll this whole apparatus it takes on all the people who are pilots or mechanics or fans, everyone behind the scenes. You've seen a lot of it at this point, and yet while you're here stuck in the middle of the greatest show in Pack World space and then some, you just can't help but be kind of by it. It is something else. They spare no expense. So,
Well, we're impressed.
last time
On Critical Hit.
Critical Hit.
you guys fought through the Mall of Mayhem and were able to board your ship, the Squeaky Clean, going through traps and several other teams and zombies to do so. Of course, was just the first stage of the multi-stage final race. They decided to put a little foot race at the beginning, but the starships. So you can board your ship, start getting everything booted up quickly, because by the time you guys are getting booted up, a couple things. We will be going into starship combat soon, and that does work very, very differently. So you'll have you can have roles. I'm a lot more flexible about roles, like I'm letting you guys switch roles if you move, say, positions. It's more like only one person can have the helm at a time, as opposed to one person's always the pilot. But there's gunner, helm, science officer, all of that. One thing that we are adding is the social media liaison. In you can, instead of being manning the science station or whatever, you can do the fan outreach. So it just continues the checks that you guys have already been making so far. Any questions about that?
Nope, I don't think so.
Same mechanic as we've been doing?
Same mechanic, though the benefits will be different.
Okay.
Because now that you're in starship combat, it's not going to be about your stamina pool or things like that. It's going to be about the ship. And by the way, you have those fan inspirations. You still have those from last time?
On Critical Hit.
Oh, man, I winced as soon as I said it. There's no way I was like, all right.
You can't stop it.
But you still have those fan inspirations. I don't think any of you spent them for floating rerolls. And keep in mind, those are, you use it once and it's gone. There might be ways to get other benefits back, but, I wouldn't count on necessarily getting the same thing.
I believe I did use a reroll.
Oh, you did. You did. Thanks for being honest, Matthew.
Because I went from a 13 to a 17, and it's still...
it was not good enough.
Also, while we're talking about rolls, if you don't mind, I know that we get some bonuses from Grace while we're doing any Starship stuff.
That's a really good point. Grace has a computer bank, a Mark II Tetranode, which means she can distribute 4 + 2 per round.
Okay.
So anyone can call on Grace, and so long as that, as Grace has one of those 4 charges left per round, you get +2. You have to do that before you roll, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then, without any further ado, we cut to our commercial. A bored teen Yosoki girl is fiddling on her data pad, seeing only lame olds talking to each other. There's DMs from her friends and little short videos. nothing seems to be really like clicking like it used to. She's obviously been on this her whole life. And wait, what's that? Across her pad, a little electronic insect appears, and it delivers a message. Ooh, that burns. She clicks on it, and it opens up a whole world of just the most sick burns and takedowns and just really clever takes that lay to waste the powers that be, or even friends just basically showing what they think behind people's back or even to their face, all with this little electronic mosquito moving about, giving everyone a little bite. Tired of the same old hive feeds? Why be buddies when you can be snarky, brutal, and hilarious instead? Anyone and everyone is fair game here. Eviscerate your enemies with a click of a button, sending out a bite. This is just all from the disembodied voice narrator. But as he says that, she types something up and, bites the avatar of somebody else. Mosquito's advanced neurochemical interface will give you that oh-so-satisfying sensation when you put someone down, just like scratching an itch. Of course, anyone who joins is fair game, and when you get bit, you feel it. All the better when you get your next bite ready. And a torrent of little bites come back at the Yosoki girl, and start like little hives, like little bite marks appear on her body, and she starts scratching them, but it doesn't work until she types in a new takedown of her own, and she gets that relief again. Welcome to Mosquito, the social network with bite. Do you have an itch to scratch?
I sign up immediately.
I'm gonna use all my winnings and buy it for $44 billion.
Stop it.
And it will eat you alive.
I find that really draining, personally. Oh, and by the way, when the bite is delivered, when the Yosoki girl gets bites on her, the notification sound is exactly the sound of an insect right by your ear. Like,
Terrible.
and like it just immediately causes you to like react, because it's like swat yourself. I'm not a big fan of social media. I don't know if that was obvious or not.
No.
Why aren't you on
couldn't tell.
Twitter?
It was obvious around the time when we first introduced you, and you're like, I'm not on that.
Okay. You're back at the swoosh desk. Jackhammer and 2 Live. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 27th season of Drifters, the galaxy's own death racing infosphere show, whose co-host is also a race set designer. I'm your host, Jackhammer, joined again by Shulai. Shulai, you helped design this set? I did not help design anything. I designed this portion of the race. The unique properties of Arioso's atmosphere reminded me of my years in my larval form, roaming gas giants. I've even imported some of my favorite Medusa aerial jellyfish. Keep in mind, she's a Barathu, which is kind of like a floating gas bag that can change its shape and color at will. Medusa aerial jellyfish, no spoilers, Shulai, jeez. But this is just a one-time thing, right? You're not leaving to become a race designer, right? Are you? She swirls ominously. You can't leave me here alone. No, this wasn't part of the deal. And Jock is dragged off stage by security.
Oh, poor Jock.
Yeah,
Poor
well,
Jock
he was
17.
Yes, he was eaten by her in a previous episode. But he got better, or another one of him was made. In any case, we proceed to the Arioso atmosphere portion of the race, which you can see in Roll20, my very elegantly hand-drawn green line across that.
Beautiful.
Yeah, thanks. That was my 5th try, and that was the most even I could get it. So you are again. So think of it as an Earth-like planet in terms of size, and like it's got water and continents and all that stuff. But it has a very strange atmosphere that basically extends way further than it should in space. And like the gravity around it is unstable. The planet seems somehow protected from this effect, but it can mean like that there are clouds visible in space, not just surrounding the planet itself. So the course of the racetrack, which on Roll20 I have outlined as a kind of zigging and zagging, winding green line, that represents the kind of like a tunnel in space. It's not a physical tunnel. It's not like made out of metal or anything like that. But where the safe gravimetric readings are. If you get too far from that, the stress of Arioso's gravity starts to rip your ship. It's a very turbulent, area, and even this will have patches of turbulence in it. But it shouldn't be worse than, say, flying in a regular planet's atmosphere. So, mechanically, what that means is if you guys are more than one full hex away from the green line, so like if I can see a path between your ship token and the green line that has a complete hex in between, in which they're between you, that doesn't touch the green line anywhere, you're going to be taking damage. Ship will be taking damage.
Okay.
And the further out you get, the worse that damage is going to get. So if you just fly off in a random direction, the squeaky clean will be crushed like a soda can. So that is thing 1. Thing 2, there are clouds of strange gases. You can see them on the map. There's 2 different kinds, really. There's the big yellow, green, blue, misty cloud, and then there's a much more aggressive, vibrant, blue, purple, red, orange of those as well. Lastly, for things that you can see are these, which I think you can see, right? The little rainbow
spinners,
swirly things. Yeah.
Yep.
Those are little boosters that you can pick up that give your ship some sort of upgrade. And then, last but certainly not least, Chad. Chad is a human. He's, maybe 6'4", 250, or thereabouts, in a Team Electrum t-shirt. He's wearing a cap that has pins of Team Electrum movies and their live events. He's one of your seats, and he's taking up a critical, he's not by the helm or anything like that, but he's playing on his data pad and commenting on this while seated there. He doesn't look to be very old, 20s or 30s maybe.
Get off my ship.
Hey, you guys finally made it? I think all the other ships are leaving.
Okay, so
Probably
electrocute Chad.
So you involuntarily, one of your taser arms goes to poke at him, and he has a force field. It's they give me this little protection belt. It activates whenever I'm in danger. It's like the one my dad gave me when I was a kid.
Is this your dad on the dealership?
Ugh. One dealership. More like 3.
Okay, thank you, Chad. Let's get going.
Jump in the pilot seat and start the engine.
All right. So, we will start off. So everybody is all. That is to say, all of 4 of the teams. You guys, Lizard Brain, Team Brainpower, Team Electrum, and Team Yes We Have Name. You're still like taking off from the space station, which will be right off screen. We're going to worry about it. So you're all, we'll say, positioned here, and your relative. The advantage of the order you went in, the order you were able to board and get off the space station in, will confer an advantage on initiative checks, which we are about to roll. But initiative works differently in
Space combat.
Starship combat. You make a piloting check. So first of all, we have like the 3 phases of in Starship Combat. There's engineering, helm, then gunnery. Engineering, everybody just acts, and that's fine. Helm, that's really where we determine the relative order of things. And keep in mind, the kind of faster ship actually acts last because they have the most information. So it means, like, if let's say someone rolls a 5 for initiative, they'll move their ship first, but the person who rolled a 10 for initiative or 10 piloting check for their relative movement in the helm phase will go after them, know where that person's going to go, and can move around them. So it's kind of like a more, if you remember from the couple times we've done this before, it gives you like a little bit of an information advantage and maneuverability and stuff like that. And then lastly, we go into the gunnery phase, which it goes in that same initiative order of last to best, I think, or worst to best. But none damage is accounted. The damage basically all happens at once. So you could theoretically, 2 ships could fire and destroy each other at the same time. I need a piloting check. And because you guys were the last ship to have your crew fully boarded, I am sorry to say this, Bob, but you take a -5 penalty to your pilot check.
Oh, -5 piloting to a -5 penalty to my piloting check, which means I only roll a, what is that? 17?
Can you use a grace bonus for that?
Oh, yeah, I'll use a grace bonus.
Hey, that will be one of your 3 for the round.
So 20.
All right. And Team Electrum gets a +5 bonus because they suck.
Because they had one less crew member to load.
Oh, excuse me. Team Electrum.
I tried to make it
Team Electrum gets nothing. Team Yes We Have Name gets a bonus because they were the first one fully boarded. Team Electrum and Team Brainpower get nothing. So Team Electrum will have the heist initiative. You guys, you had a 20?
Yes.
Is that right?
Yep.
Wow, that's embarrassing. Okay. So yeah, Yes We Have Name will be the fastest. Then it's Brainpower. Or excuse me. Then it's you guys, Lizard Brain. Then it's Power. Yeah. Rolling a 1, bringing up the rear is Team Electrum.
Excellent.
The torch has passed.
Okay. You have the opportunity now to spend 1 resolve each, anyone who wants to can, to recover all of your lost damage. You won't necessarily get that chance again during the fight, and you can take personal damage. Most of the damage goes to your ship, but if things get sufficiently bad or weird things happen, you can certainly take damage.
Okay, I'll spend 1.
Yes, as will I.
You can't spend it to like recover hit points, right?
Nope, just stamina.
Okay. Oh,
But some
Amu
of your,
can heal you though.
I was going to say, Amu has ways to heal if he has actions to spare.
Oh, okay. How many actions do we get? Just the one?
Yeah.
presumably, we could also still spend resolve points to take extra actions, though.
You will still be allowed to spend resolve for extra skill checks during starship combat. That's totally fine. You can't make like extra attacks with gunnery checks or anything like that, nor can you fly the ship further, but you can make other skill checks. So if you want. And then, this is like, you all take the necessary actions of like boarding, patching yourselves up really quickly. If there's like one quick thing you want to do, that's fine, but I'm not going to sort through like action by action.
Okay.
Everybody all set?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Then we go to the engineering phase. So keep in mind, if you want to take actions like, scanning, I would say that happens now.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, Kevin. One more question. Are we keeping our social media standings from last phase? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Which, to recap from last time,
on critical hit.
Yep. That was my fault.
Yeah.
But
you're almost through, Kevin. You're almost there.
Power through it.
The Team Electrum is at -6. Team Brainpower and you guys are at +0. And Team Yes We Have Name is at +2.
So would the engineering phase be where anybody might be doing any sort of social media things, or does that fall under?
Yes, that will also fall under the engineering phase. Yep.
Cool. Well, the first thing, if I may, if we're in the engineering phase.
Yeah.
I definitely.
And during the engineering phase, by the way, just so everybody knows, I'm fine with you guys proceeding in whatever order you want, because the relative order doesn't matter. It's fine.
Okay. So when do we need to trigger off the stuff for that everybody else is helping us with?
I'm so confused by that question.
Yeah, like releasing all the secret files and all of that stuff.
Yeah. That's right. Let's not forget. See, it's so easy. You just get caught up in the spectacle, and you see all the swirling lines in Roll20, and you get caught. Just when you think you're out, it pulls you back in. Yeah, that's right. You guys have a real mission here that's totally separate from all of this, which is to release your data dump and presumably try to get as much of a viewership for it as possible, which means you need to hack the satellites, and that may be something you can do. It was very, 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 very hard to do it not on your ship, in the force field contained maze. That was all but impossible. Here you have a lot more flexibility and a lot more power. So maybe you can hack one of the communications. You can use your own social media to try to get things out, things like that. So you can start that theoretically as soon as now, but it does seem, just by glancing at the comms channels, things are really locked down. This is this is a premier sporting event run by a tyrant. They want a very specific thing to occur, so they don't they don't want any surprises. That means only like official channels are broadcasting. So from where you're at right now, you certainly couldn't get onto like the main broadcast. You could just release it onto maybe some infosphere sites, which they would probably hunt down pretty quickly. So you need a little bit more. And you probably also want, if you can, to establish communications You have your like backup working with the Android Abolitionist Front, the AAF, because they, have the inside person in the form of a couch that is also Eon Soljet's personal computer.
So is that something that we need to make checks for to establish all of that stuff?
To establish the communications, basically, yes.
Okay. Well, I'll throw this in character too, but how does everyone feel about us assigning Amu since his computers are very good? And that way it doesn't tie up Bob. So basically to start getting Amu to establish all of those connections while the rest of us run around like chickens with our heads cut off trying to not get shot to death.
Reasonable to me.
Yeah.
It seems
And
reasonable.
also,
When we did our last rebuild, computers is one of the things that got a serious bump for me.
Okay.
So I don't know if Rob...
So you can certainly help out with that as well.
Yeah.
What's your computers?
15.
That's where mine's at.
Yeah.
There you go.
So
So
I would say let's have Amu take point. Let's get Quentin on the social media side at first, at least.
Mhm.
And then if Amu's like having trouble or we're running out of time and we need to establish more connections or hack more stuff, then we'll get both of them cracking on that. Because again, we also have to like not get shot to death in this race.
Right.
And also remember that there are things attached to our ship, potentially explosives.
Oh, sure.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we could explode. It'll be fine.
Well, we have the Android
Actually,
abolitionist gave us a workaround for that.
That's certainly true, that you can jettison basically
The outer
extra
hull.
plating outer hull that they added just to be able to get rid of things that they attached. And yes,
Okay.
you know for a fact that your ship has explosives on it. I think it was Skritic who saw this when he spied the ship earlier. But there are explosives stationed, or maybe Bob, you noticed too. I don't recall. But it's not just like one big bomb to blow up the ship. It's lots of little explosives in nooks and crannies to almost as if it wants to do like a small, precise, like a punishing amount of damage in certain circumstances.
Mm-hmm. It's those 50,000 watt conduits that they use in the Federation, where your personal computer explodes with lightning and then you die.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Okay. I have an idea. If this is where we do the social media thing, I think...
Yeah, so we're in the engineering phase. This would be a good time for like science. Technically, they say science officers go in helm. I think that's really weird. I would say science officer actions, social media actions. Basically, if they're just skill checks that they're not attacked and they're not piloting, now is the time for them.
I would like to take the footage of Team Electrum getting out late and try and cut out one of their thrusters looking like it's backfiring. And I want to put it out again with the hashtag Team Erectum, because, that's how we're going to get this hashtag together. And I'm going to add like a and then
Stinky
wah,
fart cloud.
wah, wah noise.
So
Even better. No, the price is right. Dun, dun, dun.
those guys are really far behind us right now. It might be more effective to attack Team Brain Power,
Are you sure?
who are like closest to us.
We can do that too. Heck, we can do the same thing. I'll just paste Talos's head.
What's your meme for them?
Well, that's a good one. I gotta come out. Their name is Team Brain Power. Team No Brain Power. Yeah. Yeah.
Team Brand Powder is very regular.
I feel like we're kind of stuck in sort of a...
How about brain drain and it's Talos getting swirly?
Nice.
And you Photoshop his brain so it doesn't have any creases in it. It's really smooth.
Ooh, I want to show his brain just kind of slowly deflating. That would be good.
So you throw a bunch of stuff at the wall and see what hits. Oh, what works?
Exactly.
bluff or intimidate?
I think this is clearly intimidate because I'm using my network of bots to try and make it look like we're not doing this. We're trying to make it look like just people.
Do you want
naturally
Grace's
hating.
help in your editing?
Yes.
There are three uses of Grace left. Okay, now there are two. So you get a plus 2 bonus. So go ahead and make your intimidate check with an extra +2.
My intimidate the check. Scrapow 23. Oof, that's a little low.
That is good enough, though. You succeed, so that is going to lower Team Power's influence. Oh boy, they have not been playing that game. That's bad for them.
Uh-oh.
I guess they only have 2 people. It's really hard to play the game with only 3 people.
And as Talos's brain deflates, I'm going to put in the tick saying, "Deflator mouse looks like a deflator."
Should I just
Anyone else
save
who
my
wants to
action? Yeah, should I save my action to shoot, or should I use an engineering action? Because I also have a pretty excellent engineering check. I could divert power and make us faster.
That's kind of what I was planning on doing.
Let's get you on
Then why
guns
don't you-
first.
You do that, and I'll shoot things.
Okay.
So Skritic, you're going to divert some power to make the engines go faster?
Heck yeah.
All right. See it.
All right. Well, actually, I have a thing. DC would be 20, right? 1.5
so.
times the starship tier plus 10.
Well, what's your starship tier?
7, isn't it?
Yeah, you're right.
Okay. Well, I have this ability here that says specialization skill mastery. You become so confident in certain skills that you can use them reliably even under adverse conditions. When attempting a skill check and a skill in which you have the skill focus feat, which for mine are culture, engineering, and survival, I can take 10 even if stress or distractions would normally prevent you from doing so.
Nice.
And so with my engineering skill a 17 bonus, I can take 10 and hit a 27.
Just automatically succeed. All right. So what happens when you divert power?
I'm going to divert power to the thrusters, increasing our speed by 2.
All right. So I believe will make your speed 14. Is that right?
I see speed on here says 18, so that should take us up to 20, right?
I see speed of 12. I could be wrong. Oh no, I see it there. That might be a modified speed, I'm thinking.
Yeah, I also see speed of 12.
Oh yeah, I see further down 12. Okay, 14.
Yeah. I think it's base 12, and then so now it'll be 14.
Okay, cool.
Amu, do you want to take any sort of engineering or science action or something like that?
I have a question first.
Sure.
Does putting someone to sleep count as putting them in danger?
Only one way to find out.
Yeah, right. Who knows?
Might stop your syringe, but
what are you trying to do?
Was thinking about using Trank Dart on Chad.
I mean, you don't know. You could try, but it did seem to prevent like a taser from hitting him. So,
yeah, we'll see how much of a problem he is first. Would this be the time to start doing the computers thing, or the letting the world know thing?
I think establish surreptitious contact with the android abolitionist if you can.
Yeah, you kind of have a couple of steps as part of this, which I think Hecumino was talking about earlier. You've got the android abolitionist front you need to reach out to, and you need to hack the satellites all before you guys could start releasing anything.
Okay. I feel like this is important enough to actually use the grace bonus, if that'd be all right with everybody.
Sure. Yeah, go for it.
Okay. 35. I did not need that bonus.
Well, that is a success. Which are you trying to do? Reach out towards the android abolitionist front, or start hacking the satellites? They do use different comms networks, basically. Technically, all your private messages and stuff, all of those are closed. But you could hack that to get access to the.
Start with the abolitionist front, but
yeah, we'll go ahead and do that one.
Okay. you have made contact, and what do you want? So that one was relatively easy, like your personal messages. That's easier than these. So you can reach out to them. What do you say? And it's on a secure channel that you guys have already established previously, so they should know it's you or someone, or you guys are really, really hosed.
Just that we've started the race. We're getting ready to start hacking the satellites, and
Sounds good. Anyone else taking a skill action in the engineering phase?
I will.
Okay.
I assume that we are going to get shot a lot. So I'm going to take the magic officer action, Mystic Haze, to give us a +1 to AC until the end of the next round. Oh, until the end of the next round. That's good. Wait. Until the end of the... God, with all like the... Would that just be until the end of... Like, would that cover us for this gunnery phase and the next gunnery phase until the end of the next round?
End of next round. I mean, that to me sounds like this round and all of next round.
Nice. Yeah, that's a lot stronger than I thought it was. So I'll do that. So Hecubino will run down to the core and basically sit on top of it and start channeling some of that contradictory space nonsense into the ship's systems to try and make us harder to hit.
So, push actions, by the way, are harder to do. That's what it means when it says, push. It means you have to have at least 6 ranks in the relevant skill.
Okay.
It costs a resolve.
Okay.
This one does. Not all of them. But this one does. And you can't perform them if a relevant system is malfunctioning.
Okay. All right. I'll spend a resolve to do this. I don't know if it'll be helpful or not. Let me get my dice roller. And are all of our bonuses from Grace done? Or have been spent?
No, there is one left by my count. There's one used for initiative. There was one used by Amu, one used by Quentin.
Oh, I'll leave it for guns. If we, obviously, I'd like to get
guns
this,
or flying. Both of those are pretty good.
Yeah, those are important. So
I'll hand wait for guns. My attack rolls usually pretty good at.
Okay, so here comes a mysticism roll. 32.
Cool. That's certainly successful.
Okay.
So
we have
the ship gets
+1
+1
to
AC.
8 until the end of the next round. So I'll try to keep track of that.
And then I believe, because I was looking it up too, it's hard to scan you guys and lock on weapons. Is that right?
Yes, I believe so. Let me. +1 wants to say, in addition, opposing science officers that attempt to take the scan or lock on actions before the end of the next round must roll twice on their checks and take the worst result.
Yeah. So scan is obviously great for determining information. That's another thing you guys had.
Yeah.
And gray matter. But scanning is the best way to learn. Lock on your gunner +2 bonus attacks.
Yeah.
Really good. And then so that's you made those very, very difficult for people to do against.
Okay. And
twice safe force is pretty nasty.
Yeah, and just as a reminder, we can take general scan actions, right? To be is there some invisible object that we're about to collide with, or something like that? Or does it have to be specifically a ship or specifically a cloud?
Okay, so you can scan the area for anything you want, including, hey, I'm just looking for anything out of the ordinary. That's totally fine and falls under a scan action. if you're scanning another ship, that's specific. That has DC based off of their ship, the tier of their ship. And then scanning something like the cloud will probably have its own DC associated with it and special information associated with that. Okay. And then there's some information that your scanning systems provide to you automatically, which is basically how you're capable of seeing the map at all. Okay. It's like, oh yeah, there's a cloud there. We don't know what it is. It's like, oh, okay, fine.
Okay. All right. That should be it for me then.
Okie dokie. I think that's everybody except Bob and Maggie. So let's move on to the helm phase, in which, weirdly enough, Team Electrum has to declare its movement first. And also, I should move them back a little bit. All right, because be on the ship should be there. All right. So Team Electrum is going to go 1, 2, 3. Oh, I have to make a piloting check to explain maneuverability because you can't just turn.
One does not simply turn.
Because you have to. Do you remember this, Stephen? The complications involved with maneuverability. I do. I just want to be sure you were aware of it.
So what you do is every time you need to turn one of the hex directions, you subtract from your speed, if I remember correctly.
That's right.
Yeah. And
you have to take the maneuver action to do that.
Yes, or perfect maneuverability.
Or have perfect maneuverability. That's exactly right.
Right. Okay.
Butt monkey than true threat. But that's okay. This is the drawback of going first. Because they don't know something's there. And now you guys will.
So it is our turn?
Not yet.
Oh, okay.
Do you see that green squirrel that just popped up right in front of them?
Yes.
All right. That's something bad that they fly into. It is a localized gravimetric distortion. So their speed stops. They immediately stop moving. And the ship starts being crushed. It seems like the shields can absorb it. It's not just doing damage directly to the hull, but it does deal a decent chunk of damage to shields in all quadrants, as it is basically the Argentium is now trying to break free of a little miniature black hole. These because the gravimetric rings are already off the scale, you assumed that like the thing saying, oh, there's like 25 black holes near you was wrong. It's possible that it's right, which is disconcerting. So you can try to scan the area whenever you want on future rounds to find these within the distance of your scans. But the Argentium had not done that, so they stopped cold. They did pick up their initial booster, which ironically seemed to speed them up right before they slowed all the way down. Now, time for Team Gray Matter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I have to angles 10, 11, 12. And they will also pick up that speed boost. So they enter this cloud. You can still see that, but it does seem to make maybe sensor checks a little harder. Almost as if you could like stealth your ship in these the big diffuse clouds. And they of course dodge the black hole, knowing that where it was. And they promote Halicon starts promoting their Neuralife supplements that Kalos got as a sponsor. It's supposed to be good, brain food, which will boost their influence in the little social game as they succeed at their little diplomacy check. Because Alcon's nice.
Aw.
They're back at 0. Now it is time for Team Lizardbrain to declare their movement. And also make any piloting checks. This is basically your action, Bob.
I am. So do I need to make the piloting check before I do maneuverability or when I'm ready to do maneuverability?
Uh,
I can't remember how that.
So in order to maneuver, you have to make the piloting check. That's what the maneuver sets the DC.
Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is move 1, 2, 3, 4 to hit that booster. And then
you can fly, and you can fly without requiring any skill check. You can just fly up to your speed and make any turns that your ship's maneuverability allows. But when you take the maneuver action, you reduce the turn, your maneuver penalty, basically by 1 to a minimum of 0.
Okay, so now is when I need to do the piloting check.
Correct.
All right.
It is DC 25.
And I failed, 23.
But did you get the grace bonus?
25 with a grace bonus.
Now, normally we don't let that happen afterwards, but we did specifically say...
Yeah, we got to save it for the... Yeah.
There you go. Perfect. Just like we planned it.
Yep. So then I'll be able to turn... I guess I should have done perfect maneuverability, but I did maneuver 1. I need to kind of turn back towards the thing, and so I only get 1. Ooh, I don't want to move out that far. Can I do another piloting check to do the other maneuver, or no?
Well, I mean, it's up to you, but you can change the facing by when you click on it, and then there's the little arrow that sticks out. That's how you change it. Okay,
so now I'm facing that way. Do I need to do a piloting check again to do another maneuver?
Nope.
Okay.
You do not.
So I can turn one more time or no?
You can.
Oh, okay. All right. And so then that, so that took away 2 of my maneuver.
Real quick, what is the Squeaky Clean maneuverability?
The base maneuverability we said was 12 hex, or the base speed.
Oh, no, that's the speed.
Let's look here.
Good.
So, that means so turn 1 is how many, it's just what you described earlier, Stephen.
The free turn.
Whenever you change your facing, that subtracts a tip of speed, a hex of movement.
Right.
But because you took the maneuver action, your maneuverability is 0. So you can move it as much as you want and still just keep flying. It's like you have perfect maneuverability.
Okay, cool. All right. So that was 4 to get there. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Can't fly through these guys.
You can, but then they get to make those free gunnery checks against you.
Can we do a slight turn and just go next to them?
Yeah.
Sure. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So we'll move all the way down there if our speed is 14.
Excellent.
Well, we are way in this cloud.
We are way in this cloud. What do we see in this cloud, Kevin? Anything?
Oh, it's so beautiful. All the swirling colors. It's like a nebula mixed with a terrestrial cloud. And those must be the Medusa jellyfish.
Wow.
No.
Yep. Yes. But we will get to that in the gunnery phase. Last but not least, because they're actually first, is beyond the ship. Turn around.
I forgot. How much did that give us a boost?
2.
Oh, I need to move forward 2 more then.
9, 10, 11, 12. Yep. And beyond the ship is right there with you.
Oh, these guys.
But they scanned this cloud ahead of time because they haven't really been taking much in the way of aggressive actions, and they don't have the whole separate win condition that you guys do of trying to hack computers or anything. So they're just, doing things like scanning. And as they enter the cloud, you notice their field harmonics are a little different. Again, it's almost like it's singing a song. And the Medusa jellyfish approach it and then start going away, and they start shuffling off to both the Squeaky Clean and Talos's ship, the Gray Matter. So, we're in the gunnery phase. Anyone? So I guess that's just
Yeah, me.
Zengi?
I think I'm gonna. Huh.
Well, actually, I guess real quick, we do go in reverse order. So I'll start with Team Electrum, because we go in like the same kind of initiative order, and then we resolve all at once. They're going to fire on. Oh boy! Because they're so far away, they got wrecked by the
Yeah, but that little
black hole.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think they're just going to fire a nuke at you.
What?
Yeah, they're going to use their forward-linked tactical nuclear missile launchers.
Excuse you?
Good for them.
I can't say I love that. Is that a point weapon?
Linked... No, it is not a point weapon.
Well, okay, then. Dookie! We do have defensive countermeasures of Mark 6 defense.
So what that means, that basically ups your base defenses. So for these little tactical nuclear missile launchers, the tracking weapons, so they're going to have to hit your target lock DC, the TL, which those measures are. That's how you up that number. So basically, your target lock comes from that. It's like your armor, but for nukes, nuclear mega missiles. Oh. Okay. So, what is your guys' target lock?
16, it looks like.
Yep, 16.
That does not get popped up, like increased by my magic field, does it?
No, I think yours just upped AC.
Okay.
Sorry, and this is or is not a tracking weapon.
It is a tracking weapon. You said
it is a tracking weapon. Sorry,
yes.
I meant so I have a point weapon, which means I can try to counter with the point weapon. So if a weapon with the property, oh no, it's only in short range. Ignore me. Boo.
What?
Oh wait, let me take a look. Give me a second.
So here, I can explain, Sam, real quick.
Mm-hmm.
I can explain what that intended to do is to shoot weapons, shoot missiles out of the sky that are about to hit you, which is exactly what is happening here. So I bet that applies.
I would like to try to do that.
Okay. Let me check I just need to, make their attack roll normally and figure out, you guys are definitely within its speed. So tracking weapons move independently, but not if you're close enough where they just hit you.
Yeah, so that's probably what that range is you're not allowed to shoot it until it gets to a certain range.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Exactly. Because theoretically, like let's say you guys flew, another 20 hexes ahead, this missile would follow you.
Mm-hmm.
But you are close enough right now, you can just try to shoot it. So what happens?
So I'm going to make an attack, and it's going to be, the mod is going to be based on, the DC is 10 plus the tracking weapon's speed, and if the attack hits, the tracking weapon is destroyed before it could damage the ship.
Okay.
That's a specific weapon we have?
Yeah. We have the starboard arc and the port arc are both laser nets that are meant to do that. So it says point plus 10, and I honestly don't remember if that's like the attack mod or what the plus 10 is about.
Yes, that's the attack modifier. You use that modifier instead of your own. I know, it's a little weird.
Yeah, that is weird, but that is okay. So just straight D20 plus 10 then?
That's exactly right.
It's an 18. I don't know what the speed is. I don't know. I rolled slightly below average. All right, let's hold it. I'll save the inspiration.
You're saving inspiration?
Yeah.
And you guys are out of graces for the round, so you're hit.
Okay.
The point that's too low. You are hit in the looks to me like you're going to be hit in the aft arc, for what's worth. And it's going to deal 34 damage.
Ow.
Ooh.
A lot.
In the aft, huh? So that takes our shields down to 0 in the aft. And so then we are going to have to take some hull point damage. What was that? Sorry.
14.
That'll be
14 points of hull damage. That is not enough to hit your critical threshold, so you don't have a system malfunction at this time.
Okay.
Thank goodness.
Team Gray Matter blasts Team Beyond the Ship. And Team Beyond the Ship, well, that is to say, Team Yes We Name, they will shoot Team Gray Matter. So everybody just starts shooting each other rapid fire. What are you doing, Vanky?
That's a good question.
Oh, and by the way, a bunch of Medusa jellyfish are approaching. That is an end of round environmental effect, but you can interact with it if you wish.
Yeah, I was thinking of honestly of firing on the Medusa jellyfish and hoping that that will dissuade them from getting any closer. I don't know if that will work, but it seems possibly more meaningful than firing on another ship right now. What do you guys think?
If that's an action we can take, I would say yeah, because we haven't figured out what they can do.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna give it a shot.
Okay, what kind of weapon are you using?
I'll use our big one, the turret-mounted mazer.
Yeah, a mazer is a good weapon for blasting this thing apart. A missile launcher would be pretty bad. You'd be really good at blowing up one jellyfish.
Sure.
Or a group of jellyfish.
No, for this
but
attack,
the mazer can kind of sweep around.
Use my normal attack, right?
These are gunnery checks, which are described in the document I linked.
Actions, gunner actions. Okay, so you can fire one of your starship's weapons if you gunner check equals 1d20 plus the gunner's base attack bonus or the gunner's rank and piloting skill plus the gunner's dex mod plus bonuses from computer systems plus bonuses from the captain science officers plus range penalty. So d20 plus my attack mod plus my dex plus does base give a base computer thing or just is
No, she does not.
Okay, just making sure. All right, so let me check. My base attack is would be 8 because I'm level 8.
Level are you?
Makes sense. Yep.
There you go.
And I have a +1 dex mod, so d20 plus 9.
Cool.
Oh, wait. And previously, you've allowed me to count it as weapon specialization because I have versatile weapon focus. That's still
yes,
okay?
but that applies to damage.
Oh, right.
It doesn't help your attack, right?
Yes, that's true. Weapon focus acts the way it normally does. It's a +1.
You said weapon specialization.
Oh, sorry. Yes.
Weapon focus.
But yes. I have both versatile weapon focus and weapon specialization. So,
sounds good. Great. You get an extra +1. So you're at 8 + 2 is 10. Make a d20 + 10.
Thank you. 27.
To maze away some jellyfish.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Good. You do a pretty good job of keeping the ship clear. I will go ahead and grant a +5 bonus to the evasive piloting check that I'm now going to ask from Bob as these things try. You're able to maze away a bunch of them, but they do approach the hull and try to latch on.
27.
Does that count the +5?
+5 would be 32.
All right, you avoid them entirely.
Yay.
It seems like Beyond the Ship has avoided them almost. I'm using their sonic defenses for right now. And Team Brainpower, though, has a few of them starting to latch onto the ship, and they are paralyzing the ship's functions that they are connected to, and basically, start to impair the ship or slow it down. It looks like you need a scan to figure out exactly what's happening, but it doesn't look good. Seeing power fluctuations and stuff like that, minor at this point on the gray matter, but okay. That's it for this round. So let's check the rankings, shall we? In second, we have Team Lizardbrain with 0. In third, we have Team Brainpower with -1. I said they had 0 earlier. I was actually wrong. I gave them too much influence back. Forgot they only get 1 influence for boosting themselves. And in last, we have Team Electrum with -6. So the benefits for second place are you can choose 1 arc of your shields and regain 10 shield points in that arc.
Oh, nice. let's put it in the half then.
All right.
Did we just use our popularity to offset the damage of a nuclear weapon?
Not all the damage.
No.
Offset.
But some.
Offside, yeah.
Yeah.
So now we're back around to the top. Is again the engineering phase. So skill checks, all that good stuff. Oh, do we make a new maneuverability?
Yeah, Kevin, we need to make a new initiative check every turn.
Every round, that's right. I forgot about
that. There are actually engineering actions that can influence next round's initiative check.
So, new initiative, new piloting check.
Let's see. I think the first one, 29.
1 and that's bad. 20. Okay, so it's going to go brain. Yes. Electrum, lizard. So you're the best shape, acting much faster than anybody else this time. Because I rolled really, really badly. Okay. So, Team Brainpower will start definitely doing something mystical on their turn. So, magic officer actions. Yeah, okay. So, but I can't do that until the gunnery phase. Unless I want to scry or do Mystic Haze, which I don't. Like Occurrence is cool too, but can't do that yet. Okay, I know what I'm going to do, but it doesn't happen yet. So, what all do you want to do during the engineering phase?
Should I go ahead and get back all the shields, or do you want speed? Or does someone want to access the panels, or I can access the panels so someone else can try to get both those things?
I would say with nukes coming up our aft.
See what you did there, and I like it.
I think just getting more shields back and or redistributing them to
literally these weapons have to catch up to us. So actually getting more speed is not necessarily a bad idea.
Oh, that's fair.
I agree. Amu, I know we've got you on tech duty, but one thing that you might be able to do is just give us some info on these jellyfish and what their deals are. If there's going to be more of them in there.
Don't forget, you can spend for
sure.
These are natural life. Amu just knows.
Yeah. The question is whether he has the time to relay all of that information to people.
We should.
Well, I can, since the AC bonus is gonna last, I can actually take a couple scanning actions.
I like that.
Assuming that I can scan and then take a resolve to scan. Kevin, if I can do 2 of the same action, so that I can see if there's anything up the path.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, so I can scan the jellyfish and scan to see if there's anything up the path. And I can do that as a magic officer by basically scrying instead of using sensors.
That's cool. So what is your psychic scrying like?
Yeah, it's basically communing with the core, but when the information gets relayed, they will see it on their screens normally, but it's not actually in their screens, it's in their mind. It's just when they move their eyes there, their mind would superimpose the necessary information, because I don't want to mess with stupid systems. I don't know how they work.
Nice. Great.
Nice.
All right, let me spend a resolve and take a couple rolls here, if that's okay.
Great.
And scan the first. We'll do up ahead first. Well, we'll do the jellyfish first, then up ahead. So jellyfish.
And what's the range on your sensors?
And then up ahead.
All right. There's a 20 hex range, and they also provide a +2 bonus on this check.
All right, so that'll be a 29 and a 36. 29 on jellyfish, 36 to scan up ahead and see if there's any hidden obstacles.
All right. I am going to just reveal. Yes, I should put this on the map layer. The black holes that you detect.
Okay.
So that's 1. Woohoo! Yeah, I'm trying to reveal 3, but it's saying it's having a hard time doing it. Roll 20 is not liking how many animated black holes I have on my screen.
Yeah, you might have to delete some of the back ones as we go.
Yeah, right. All right, there will be a third one coming visible momentarily.
Draw an X where it should be.
There you
go. That is what you detect with your sensors going out. Also, by the way, the green line that I've drawn around this path that's arcing through, clouds, and there's floating islands. That it's islands in the sky of rubble and asteroids, but also airplanes and stuff like that. This is also 3-dimensional. Obviously, we're using a 2-dimensional thing, so it doesn't represent perfectly. But basically, I won't necessarily let you see further ahead. Even though your scans say 20 hexes, I'm not going to measure that out. I'm kind of measuring it out along the line of the green path, if that makes sense.
Yep. Sure, that makes sense.
Since we have to follow it.
Yeah.
Will that go for ranged attacks too?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Same deal.
We can't shoot across the curves.
Yep. Because it'll get wrecked by, if you get far enough from the green line, then it'll just be destroyed by the gravity forces out there. Yeah. Falls off the map. Okay, so that's the second one. You just spot them, and you're confident if you keep rolling 36s, you'll be able to spot these little mini black holes, no problem. You also detect something. The life you're feeling from the jellyfish doesn't work well near a black hole. They probably couldn't live near a black hole.
Okay.
Just an interesting thing. And for the jellyfish themselves, yes, these are a type of Medusa jellyfish. Medusa is the name for a young jellyfish, and there are many jellyfish that have a Medusa form. But these ones are called because they paralyze their prey. Ever see the movie Sphere?
No.
Yeah.
Cool. I really like that scene. So this is what's happening to you. You guys are getting you're the swimmer in the little diving suit, and the diving suit is the squeaky clean. And then these jellyfish are all around you, and they will eventually corrode their way through the shields and hull, but mostly they're going to slow you down. They'll penalize speed and drain power. But they don't travel far from their kind of nutrient-rich
Nebula.
Nebula, exactly.
Okay. Well, hopefully we can blast out of this one.
And they hate sonic attacks. Sonic attacks work exceptionally well against them.
Interesting.
Okay, that's it for you.
Yep, that's
Hecubino?
me.
Okay. Skritic, we're going to take some sort of engineering action?
Yeah. If you want, are you planning on diverting? Because I could potentially take a chief mate action before you do and give you some panel access.
Open up the panels. Heck yes.
Right, cool.
Yeah, I mean, that way we could do both speed and the shields and maybe weapons. I guess it just increases damage, so that wouldn't help.
Yeah, no, I don't care about the weapons.
Nukes.
Yeah, I mean, I might take the resolve,
so
spend the resolve point, and still get to shoot at something. So I think I'll do both.
Okay.
So I will spend a resolve point, and then so she'll basically keep using her tail to keep the gun steady. She'll just pull over and start ripping out panels and be like, so that he can get in more easily. I'll make a athletics check.
Okay, great, do it.
I have a 22 athletics check, which should succeed.
Ooh. Yeah.
Yep, that succeeds.
Kind of low. All right, and then I will divert the power through those panels with an automatic 27. And yeah, go ahead and get the rest of the shields on the aft pack. Increase our speed by 2.
So, by the way, that's just keeping it at same +2.
Yes.
Because it only lasts around. So just so you know,
maintaining the +2, basically. Yeah. And
cool.
Do I get to do 2 or 3? 2, just 2. I'll do those 2. All right.
Okay, and you get to restore 5% of the ship's total PCU in shield value. So 5% of whatever.
250.
Of 250.
12 by my calculations.
12.
Yeah, we calculated this before. It's 12.
Yep. So
you can restore up to 12 point shields, which is all the shields that you have to recover.
We were at 10, so now we're back up to 20.
Yep. Very good.
Good work.
Hecubino, Vangi, and Skritic. Amu or Quentin?
Should we continue with the
I think so.
Yeah.
Social media and see if you can start hacking the satellites. Unless it seems like hacking the satellites here or now would be less useful than later. Do we have any sense of that, Kevin?
So you are closest to the space station, which is probably where most of their controls are based. They have relay satellites throughout this whole area, because they have to for their ships. There's a ton of cameras on you guys, and all of those need to be connected to basically the infosphere in order for this to get out and broadcast. But it theoretically the probably the penumbra of control is nearest the space station, which is to say it's easier the further away from that. There you are.
Okay, so we'll free ammo up to do something else this turn if you want, Rob.
I mean, you can always start because you can already tell Amu just by glancing at it. This might be you need to accrue a certain number of successes type deal.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and start. Gonna go ahead and use the grace bonus again, unless that's already been completely used up.
Nope,
you're the
nobody
first person to
has
use it.
used any. Yeah.
Okay. Ooh, it's only a 20.
Okay, yeah, that fails. You just don't make any progress right now.
You still
We still have inspiration.
Ooh.
Let's do this
Yeah.
again.
Okay, so wait.
Oh
Okay, what was the well-meaning note or meme or you can do it thing that you in particular got from a fan? It could be somebody like Big 313 or the Yosoki team that you've met before, or it could be somebody you've never encountered. But you have to tell me what it is.
It'd be someone that we've never encountered. They just and any person acknowledging Amu as a potential friend is more than enough motivation for Amu to get anything extra.
So what did this person say?
Amu's pets.
yeah, I was imagining like fan art from a child of Amu and all his
Yes.
friends.
Oh, that's perfect. I'm telling you, there's a Amu Makes a Friend spin-off show waiting for you. All you have to do is
Turns out
sign
that
on
the
the dotted
real
line.
drifters were the friends we met along the way.
I mean, pretty much.
That is sadly close to the moral of the story. Yes. All right. Unfortunately, that fan art did inspire you, but not that much. You still fail.
Oof.
It just distracted him.
Second inspiration reroll that fails.
Yeah, that's a little brutal. Sorry, guys.
I mean, 1 out of 20 is 1 out of 20. Would it be in any way beneficial for Quentin to play backseat driver and try that same maneuver again, or should I focus on the socials?
I'd say focus on the socials.
I'd say-
the social game is pretty
Yeah,
important.
try to keep us up on the socials.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we want a lot of people watching us when we
Quentin would
release our
like to try and either hack or spend the 8 credits to make a perfect replica of really high profile accounts like famous people, rich people, influencers.
Just spending a
jerks.
bunch of $8.
Yeah, but shh, don't do that. But yes, and I would like to get them all tweeting about something that they've heard about. This race is going to change the history of drifters forever. You must watch. This is must-see appointment on the cube. And that, these are names that people look at. They're like, whoa, was that Esmeralda Damalarvinen who said that?
Nice.
Whoa, Deathstrike Blood Force said that? Oh my gosh.
So it sounds to me like that would probably be a computer's role, because you're like basically hacking people's account to promote your message, which is totally okay by me. That's like an unusual social media thing, but I think that's perfectly in keeping.
Yeah. We could call it a massive bluff too. I mean, that's fine. But okay, so
I mean, I'm okay with bluff if you prefer bluff. Bluff is also fine.
They're equidistant, so equilateral.
Okay.
They're the same. 28.
Excellent. That is quite successful.
Did you guys see what Siege Zachary Chad just said on the infosphere? And it got bumped up by Chad Zachary and Zach Chadwick.
So I am going to give you +1 influence because you used a skill that wasn't diplomacy, and that's totally okay. But this is ultimately helping your future check once you're laying the groundwork for your real plan as well. So this is boosting popularity, which is great and does up your rating. It expands the distance between you and Radar. It catches you up a little bit to yes, we have name, but it also is just foundational work that hopefully should yield some dividends when you broadcast the signal.
I think one of the accounts that I'm going to try to hack would be the rapper from Team We Have. Yes, we have name.
Snick the rapper? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So while all of this is going on, Chad looks up from his data pads like, what are you guys talking about? Hacking satellites? Dude, that's so not okay. I'm on Team Electro.
I eject him from the ship, just firing out into space.
You already took your action.
Could you fire Chad out into space?
Vito already took his action.
Yeah, I already took my action. Sorry. I forgot about the mitigate Chad roll.
You could try hanging Chad.
If only that was a roll in real life.
Chad, what do you gotta be hurting the magic here? Like, we can do a good thing here if you. Like, I don't know why Team Electrum put you on our ship as opposed to their ship. They clearly are so lame.
What, Team Electrum's the best? I was just a little bit. My stupid dad couldn't pay for the elite promo, so I got the bronze package.
Oh, that's so lame. If he loved you, he would have really shelled out.
That's what I said.
I don't know, man. The Brick was saying some things about you back in the Mall of Mayhem.
Dude, the Brick. Too soon. Rip. I'm posting. I've got my side channel accounts that are completely unhackable.
I'm sure they are.
I hack your side channel accounts.
Yeah, we'll hack those next turn.
But he does be informing Team Electrum of what you're doing. Like, he does seem to have a comms channel on his data pad.
That's really annoying.
Open to Team Electrum.
Somebody kill Chad. I mean, somebody distract Chad.
He's got a force field. Okay. Could always maybe, attack through the force field or figure something out.
Space him and he can have his force field in space. He'll be perfectly safe.
There you go. It's an idea. Anyone else taking actions during the engineering phase? I think it's just Bob for piloting, and then possibly Vangie again for more gunnery. Is that right?
That's the plan.
Who are left?
Yep.
Okie dokie. So now let's do the piloting. I guess it's going to be pilot checks. You can go ahead and roll your.
Use a grace point.
Your pilot check.
Yeah, I'm going to use a grace point, and I'm going to use maneuver, which because my if I'm reading this correctly, I get a +1.
Yeah,
for this, so. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that'll be a +3 overall. 35.
5. Oof. Wow. Okay, it's going to be very good. Team Brainpower goes into one of these black holes.
Oh no.
Uh-huh.
Wait, what? Did they die?
Oh, they just got stuck.
No, it's a small black hole. They just get stuck.
Okay.
So, Team Yes, We Have Name can be on the ship. It's all the way up to there. Team Electro. Oof. Guys are 1, 2, 3. Bringing up the rear. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
They don't ever go over our space, do they?
No, I was counting them going around.
Okay.
That's it for them.
See how lame they are, Chad? See how lame?
Flying around. ships just like us. So lame.
Just being super stuck behind us.
Speaking of which, Bob, you can go ahead or Steven, you can move the squeaky clean at this point.
So I can't fly through anybody because I already took the maneuver action. But if I'm not going to end here. Is it if we end a square away from or a hex away from the line, we take damage, or if we fly out around?
If you fly out,
and
I need a full hex, like this hex. If you were here, you'd be fine.
Yeah.
If you were here, you'd be
this hex right
taking
here.
Damage.
What about this hex right here?
No, that I would say no. It's adjacent to the one that gray matter is in. You could be in that. I can still be okay.
Okay.
So correct me if I'm wrong, but aren't we able to just fly wherever we want because actually technically we're going first?
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right.
So we're not susceptible to their attacks because this is just our superiority allows us to know where they're going to end up.
Exactly.
All right. So our speed is at 14. So I should be able to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
real
8.
quick, Steven, I'm not sure if it's 14 or if it's 16. You got the speed boost, the permanent speed boost upgrade, by hitting the swirly thing. And then,
2 more.
But so it's currently 16. Yep.
That's correct.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 through the next swirly. And then we will end here at 16 then at that space. Is the way that I'm seeing that. If that works, Kevin.
Yes.
All right. I will move over there and be turned. And we went through the...
Yes. So you now have 3 gravity bombs.
Ooh.
Nice.
What do those do?
Gravity bombs, they create little mini black holes. They create these little green swirlings.
Oh, boy.
So you can drop them in any square you pass through, or you can do a gunnery check to launch them up to 10 squares ahead.
Buddy.
Oh,
if you have to, you can theoretically hit somebody's square with it, and it'll cause some ship damage to them. But it won't stop their movement because they are already done. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So blue shells and banana peels.
What are you talking about?
Nothing. I love the Rainbow Road.
Speaking of gunnery, should I go use one of those right now? I could chuck it right in front of Team Yes We Have Name.
Yeah. Got to slow them down because their speed is ludicrous.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they've gone plaid.
Okay, I'm going to just shoot one.
Can you just...
right in front of Team...
Yeah, if you just chuck one at them, does that stop them from moving this turn?
No.
Okay.
That's kind of what I was getting at before. It won't stop them this turn. It would just deal damage. But if you shoot it right in front of them, that could be...
I'll put it...
If they didn't scan if they didn't notice it with their scans.
Yeah, I'll toss it right in front of them, and, so that it's not super obvious, and hopefully they just crash right into it.
Yeah, because presumably they already scanned this area, so why would they scan it again?
Mm-hmm.
Because you did see them basically dodging all of the other ones.
Yeah.
So it's a reasonable inference that they scanned on their turn.
Good to know that we need to keep scanning, though. Do I need to make a roll, or?
No, you can just... I guess only I can do it. Why don't you just tell me where you want one of these to be placed? Use the little,
I'd say just right where its nose is pointing.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to put it there, and then you tell me.
That's perfect.
And you are immediately aware of it, obviously, because you put it there.
Okay.
That's your gunnery action.
Oh, so I think that's...
Their gunnery action. Oh, do I get to act?
No,
Excuse me.
no. It's top of the round. Initiative.
21.
It's not actually the round. Sue's just lying.
What's
Don't
that?
believe her lies.
Oh, okay.
Well, you can.
Then just ignore that piloting
All right.
check.
It's just a practice roll.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just a practice roll. All right. They're going to launch something at you. It is again a it looks like a bio weapon, but it is something that uses target lock.
Well, I'll try it again.
Um,
Bad roll though. You know what? I'll spend my inspiration on this because I don't want to get hit by a bio
all
weapon.
right, tell me, is it somebody you know or somebody who's you're just meeting for the first time, and how do they inspire you?
It's Ursa, and they post a picture of herself, like at just having like finished up a match and like wearing a team lizard brain shirt. It's like
That's
quickly
fantastic.
large. All right. So roll. Hey, not 20.
Boom.
Boom. So you blow their little thing out of space, out of the air. And the sparkles it makes momentarily draw Amu's attention, where he instantly recognized them. It's like, oh, that's a mind controlling fungus that gets in through air ducts.
Great.
Yeah. Like super fast weaponized fungus.
A good use of inspiration then.
Looks like someone's begging from a gremlin ring. I don't know. It's hard to say. We should shoot gremlins at them.
There you go. Excellent.
Are we asking to load the
Load
gremlin
the
cannon?
gremlin cannon.
And so Team Gray Matter, I think, is just going to blast, or that is to say, rather, Team Brain Power will just blast the Argentia.
Nice.
Can't move this. I've already moved. I'm cheating. All right. Boy, the Argentia doesn't want to blast Gray Matter. They catch up to the lead, but they don't have a clean shot at you. You've turned the corner. Yeah, these two will just go back and forth, hammering each other. It seems like the Argentum is like a tweaked out ship with, like, its hull is actually lighter than you might think. It's not like the Juggernaut or Umbra Wyvern. That's what I called it. The Umbra Wyvern of Team Rush Dragon that was like big and heavily armored. No. This thing is light. It's clearly made, by like the Ferrari style
Race ships.
But its shields, it must have an incredible power core because its shields it's pumping out more than twice as much power as your shields.
Mm.
So its hull is relatively weak, but its shields are really, really strong. Yep. Gray Matter is a little bit more balanced, like you guys, whereas Beyond the Ship seems to have a much tougher hull and a little bit weaker shields. Just some incidental stuff you've kind of picked up from watching their weapons hit each other. So it's the end of the round, beginning of the next round. And as you make your piloting checks to determine initiative and start placing, like what's going to happen next. Chad looks over at your screen, Amu.
Oh.
What you have the computers stuff up, right?
Mm-hmm.
For your hacking attempts. And
presumably.
Yeah, we'll say that you do. And you tried a couple times on you've got like the AAF up on one line. What is that, like on your data pad or something like that, or is it on the main screen?
We'll go with the data pad. Basically, the biolab has the whole reach around data pad sticking out of the shell, coming around in front. So Amo has immediate access to it.
So he turns, looks at you, at your screen, after he got like some sort of message back from Team Electrum.
Mm-hmm.
He gets up to like start walking around the ship as if he owns the thing. And he's like, "Hey, do you guys smell that? It smells like rotten eggs or something. It smells like sulfur." And then he explodes in flame. The only thing that stops that flame from taking over the whole ship is his force field belt, which then clatters to the ground useless. Chad's Team Electrum shirt shrivels up in ash in front of you, and standing on board the ship is Aurea, except in no disguise, not merely attempting to appear as an android, but a fully cybernetic contract devil standing on board the Squeaky Clean and holding forth his 6 arms covered in infernal contracts and data pads. He glances at you. Always read the fine print. And that's where we'll end things for this.
There's a devil on board.
You know, I really thought we were just going to have to deal with just Chad being extremely annoying. I did not expect that.
How long have you been married to this man? I knew something was up, and I barely know him.
Obviously something was up. I thought he was going to be extremely obnoxious and like leak information to Team Electrum, and we'd have to do a Chad management sub game. I didn't expect he'd be replaced by a devil.
He literally has our souls. Chad management, actually.
He's got the pop collars and chooses gums. Hey, bro. Anyway, we're gonna end the episode as Kevin said this week, but we will be back next time to hopefully finish up this race. I mean, it's a long race. You can't see all the images over on our Patreon page just yet of the entire course, but we have, I think, what is it, about a third? We've just completed maybe a third of the race.
I mean, our race just got a lot more complicated.
Yeah, around the first chicane.
I just need to pilot. All right. Thank you, everybody. Hit us up on the Discord. We love seeing everyone over there. You can leave messages for Kevin over there. I don't know, Kevin, do you pop into the Discord or no? Or is that...
Not every day, but I do pop in.
Okay, so maybe you can ask him some questions over there. Until next time, here's hoping all of your dice rolls are critical hit.
This podcast is copyright 2023 by Major Spoilers Entertainment, LLC.